All right. Task 1, create a relational database. Normalize to the third normal form using data in the week 21 file. So I'm going to open this. Now, normalization. So we have what we call um, normalizing data. So how do we normalize data? Now, we need to understand that when it comes to normalization, this is opening already. Okay, that's fine. Let me explain this. When it comes to normalization, right, is a technique, right? This is a technique that is used to reduce the duplication. When we talk about duplication, we are simply saying that data that are repeated, right? So it's a technique that is used to reduce the duplication of data in a relational database. In a relational what? Database, right? So it would help you to organize data in the what? In an efficient way, remove redundant or duplicated data, make sure that only related data is stored in a table. So you need to take note, right? So it is a multi-step process. And this is why each step that we're going to take has a rule that improves the efficiency of the database. This is what we call normal form. And we have the three normal form. We have the first normal form, which is N1NF. We have the UNF, which is the unnormalized normal form. Now, what is the unnormalized normal form, right? It is a flat file database, right? A flat file database. That simply means that it contains duplicated data, right? Right? We'll talk about duplicated data. We're simply saying that repeated data, you can have different names all around. It has that, okay? And it also contains complex data structures, that is more than one item of data. That is what it means. And they're all stored within what? A single field. Okay, so looking at this, what we are going to do at the end of the day is to make it what? A what? An unnormalized data. When we make it an unnormalized data first, then we can now proceed toward the first normal form. Now, what is the rule of the first normal form? The rule of the first normal form states that what? That all data is stored in a database table. That's the rule. A unique key must exist. That's the primary key. So each table must have a primary key. And only atomic data is stored. What do you mean by atomic data? For example, if we have name, name is not atomic because name can be broken down into first name, last name. Take note, I want to explain this to you, right? First name, last name, or even middle name. So because of this, name is not atomic because it can be broken down. Any field that can be broken down to other fields. This name can also have a title. So because of that, it's not atomic. So each field has a unique name. And another rule for the first normal form is that each record is unique. So there are no repeated rows in any table. Like I said, this one is the UNF, right? The unnormalized or ordinary normalized form. Then we'll take it toward the first normal form. So that simply means that we'll convert it to what? To a table. So in this table, we'll convert it to one table. Now that one table is going to have keys, right? I told you that it's going to have what? Keys. So convert it to the first normal form. Now once we take it to the first normal form, now take note. Now this is all normalized. By the time we are done with it, it will turn to what? The first normal form. And then we'll now take it to the second normal form. Why do we have to take it to the second normal form? Because we have to break it. We have to break it into various words, tables. So that each table will have its own word, its own key. And each field will be dependent on that key. Then we take it to what? The second normal form. Right? Now, in this second normal form, we are taking it. Second normal form simply means that you have two tables and one table that is the linking table. Right? This linked table is where your keys are that will create the relationship between the both tables. Then we'll take it to the third normal form, right? And in the third normal form, we're making sure that all non-key attributes that are more dependent or other non-key attributes that the table keys are removed to a new table. So they are split into what? Into three tables, into three tables, and one linked table. One linked table. So I hope this is clear. As I keep going, I'll keep explaining. So now looking at this, I'll click here, double click. What do we do here? Now you see that there are some things that are missing. So let's take it to the first normal form. Okay, let's take it to the first normal form. So here I have email is here. I can just change this to, looking at it, the first words are uppercase, so I can take this to uppercase. Done. uh, and I can take this to, then I can take this to, let's see. So we have the buyer. So this is seen as the buyer title, right? So I can put this as underscore buyer title. I can put this as underscore buyer title. Okay. I'm just, right. Then this is going to be what? The name of the buyer, right? So this can be first name, and this is what? This can be family name. Why are we making this family name? Now, it's important for you to go to the question and look at this. Look at what we are doing now. It's important for you to scroll through, right? It's important for you to scroll through. Now, if you look at this here, um, last name or family name works. So I prefer family name because again, it's the buyer. So you can either put the first name, or you can either put last name or family name, whichever one you want to put is fine. Then this is, now look at this. Look at this. What does this signify? This signify what? Addresses. So this is an address, this is an address, this is an address, right? So here is what? I can call this address 1, and then, or either address underscore 1 or address 1, right? So I just prefer to just separate it, underscore 1, and then address underscore 2, and then address underscore 3. Okay, then this right here, look at it. What do you think? This is the email address. So this is buyer, the buyer what? Email, right? Buyer email. And here I can put an underscore, um, warranty purchase. Okay. So let me see. I think I've done that now. All right. So now the next thing we want to do is we want to sort. Because if you look at this, there's inconsistency. We're taking to the first normal form. There's a lot of inconsistency here, and that's not really good. Okay, so what do we do? So what we're going to do is we're going to sort this by warranty and the buyer title. Because if we do only warranty purchase, and you can try it and see, you will discover that there will be spaces here for the buyer title. So we want to ensure that there are no spaces in between, because they have to be unique, right? So that it doesn't accept any no, right? So how do we do this? So this is what I'm going to do here. I'm going to highlight everything here. Okay, or come here. Let me just do it here. I'll just highlight it like this. Good. Then under my home, come here to under the editing. come here to custom sort, and I'll sort by what? The buyer title, the buyer. Okay, let me. I'm coming. It's not. It's nothing bad. Just want to. I want to put this as, yeah. Since I did that for other ones, I noticed that. All right. So just highlight it again. Car ID. I'll put a underscore for car ID. Just have to be vigilant to see that. And this one is what? Sold for. Sold for. I'll put an underscore, right? And day in sales. Day in sales, I have that. What else again am I missing? I think, yeah, I think everything is okay now. So I'll do it again. Okay. So I have this. Okay. So this has been done, right? So now I come here now to the edit, sort, custom sort, and I'll sort it with the buyer title. Yes. And then add another layer, and then come here to warranty purchase, and then I'll click on what? Okay. So look at this. So now this is done. Can you see that? Now this is done. This is what we want. Okay. So now that we have all these are the ones. Now that, let me explain the table quickly. I want to explain the table quickly, and then now this table here is this here is for the car, right? This is for the car, right? The make, model, and the mileage. Might talk about the distance that car can cover. Then right here is the trader. This is the trader. People that what that trades on in the car. And then this is the buyer. This is the buyer, right? These here are the ones that bought the car. So if there's warranty for those that bought the car, this other one means that there's no warranty. So what I would do here is I'm going to do no, right? And I'm going to duplicate this, right? Okay, stop here. Very important. Careful so you don't overwrite anything. All right. And I also do that here as well. No. And I'm going to replicate it. Okay, done. So now we have this here. Think, yep, think that's good. So we have this. Okay, so I think everything looks okay right now. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is, let's go back to the question. They said normalize to third normal form. So we're going to take it to third normal form. So it means we've done the first normal form. Now we want to proceed with the second normal form. Very important. We want to proceed with it. So we're going to begin with the first table we're going to start with is for the car table. Okay, we're going to begin with the car table. Now for the car table, we have the car ID, the make, the model, the year, the mileage. Okay, so this is for the car. So I'm going to copy this. I'll copy this, come here to file, and then I'll create a new workbook. And I'm coming here to right click, and I will just paste. I'll just paste. Okay. So now I'm going to rename this as what? This is going to be car. File, save as, browse. I'll come here to, where is it? Yeah, think, yep, this is 2025. Yep, May, June examination. So I'm going to call this car. Okay, and I'm also going to rename this as what? Car. Let me see. What did I save it with? No, I'm supposed to save it as what? A comma separated value. Yes, as a CSV, not as an Excel. Yes. So I'm going to delete this one. Sorry. Let me delete this. Mhm. So now we have the car. We have it here. So let's check. CSV. Okay. So we have the car, the make, the model, the year, and then we have the mileage. Now we don't have to create another field here because when we talk about um, the second normal form, we said each particular one is going to be dependent on the other one. Okay. All right. So it's now for each table, every field here is going to be dependent on that key. So the key has already been created for this already. So we don't have to create another one for this. So the car has been created. Now the next one is, let's go back to this. The next one here is going to be for the, okay, let me work with the trader. So for the trader, I have the trader here, location of the cars, town, contact, and email. Mm. Oh, okay, there's a problem here. Now, this will not be able to work. This will not be able to work. Why? Now, if you look at this contact, you see that this contact is not atomic because this can be splitted into three. So what we need to do here is look at this contact. It's not atomic. So we need to now split it into um, various fields to make it atomic because again, um, it's imperative that when it comes to the first normal form, that all of them should be in their own field. Okay, all of them should be in their own field. So I'm going to do this. Right click in. Okay, let me do it from here. Right click, insert, or you can come here to home, insert column, right? So we have two here. Okay, so what we'll now do here in this particular field, in this particular column, right? I'm going to go to data, right? And then let me see, text to column, convert text to column. Then I have delimited. I'll click on next. So looking at this, what is the delimiter here? Is a space. Delimiter here is a space, right? So I'm going to have next. So it's going to be in the three column. The first one here, the second one, and the third one. Next, and DMY. Just the column data is general, so there's no particular general. So finish. So now we have this a lot, and you're like, okay, do you have a private tuition? Don't you have? Do you have? And yes, Ajiro Tech do have a private tuition. So by my right, you can see that we have for the EdExcel and Cambridge IGCSE, and yes, we do have for all subjects. Okay, all subjects. Okay, the popular ones that's always been in demand is mathematics, English language as a second language. Okay, we have physics, we have biology, we have chemistry, and we have um, the flagship, which is ICT, just here and there. We also have business studies. So if you're interested for a private tuition, I think all you have to do is send an email to the sales team at ajirotech@gmail.com, and they would reply to you, talk about your time zone, talk about, and the fee is really quite affordable. Really, it's really quite affordable. It's when you look at it across um, other tutoring service, I think this is the one that's quite affordable, and you get the very best of service. We also have for the E levels as well, um, and also for the EdXL. So we have for the Cambridge E levels and EdXL E levels. Okay, and we have also across the subject mathematics, which is usually the hot cake when it comes to E level mathematics and chemistry, and then biology. These are usually one of the ones we have in demand always, all the time, even physics, for E level. So all you have to do, if you're watching this right now and you are interested for a private tuition, then you can do yourself a solid, okay, and send an email to the sales team at ajiro@gmail.com, and they will reply to you. So now we need to name this. So looking at this, this is what the title, right? There's a title. So I'm going to do this. So we have the contact title. Contact title. Then this is what? Contact first name. Okay. Contact last name. Right? And you ask him why are we starting with first name, because obviously your name has to be first, right? Right here. So we have this. So this is it. So it's important that you have to go through. It was an oversight for me when we were doing it the first time. But as we're doing it, this is the third normal form. As we're doing one by one, we get to see it and then we get to adjust. So now I have this, the trader, the location, the town, contact title, contact first name, contact last name, um, and then we have the email for it. So I'm going to copy this. I will copy it, come here to file, blank workbook, and I will just paste it. Okay, I'll just paste it. So now that we have this, now we need a key for this table. We talked about it. So each table has to be unique and they need to have a key, right? The table needs to be dependent on something. So we need a key. So what I will do here is that I'm going to right click on this column and then click on insert. And right here, I'm going to add a key. So this is going to be trader. Um, Before I do that, let me check this other one, the car. Now this car already is already unique, right? It's already unique. What do I mean? Now let me show you something. Let's go to data and then let's remove any, because we must remove any form of what? Redundancy. If I do this, it will show there's no duplicate value found, right? So if I come here for this, let me remove this one first. Let me undo my work, right? I will select all here, right? And then come here to data, right? And then here, I'm going to remove duplicates. So because again, each table has to be unique. So I'm going to remove duplicates. So I'm going to do this. So this has been removed. So if you look at it at the end of the day, we have what? 32. So now it is now unique. So I'll come here, right click, insert, and then here is going to be what? Trader what? ID. So now I have my 1, 2, highlight this, drag it down. Okay, so now I have that. So now I'm going to click on file, save as, browse, look for the file. Um, Examination. So this is going to be trader, and the save as type is going to be comma separated value. CSV. So this is done. All right. Now this is done. So now we're going to replace it with so many things here. So now we already have this. So now I can remove this one, right? Since we already have the ID here, I can remove this one, right? Because now what we want to do as much as possible is to ensure that um, as much as possible we create the linking table for that. So now we've already done this and we have an ID representing that. So I'll just right click and then delete this one. So this is fine. Now I've done for trader. So what I will do here is I'm going to insert and I want to bring my trader ID here. Okay. I want to bring my trader ID here. Now for me to be able to do it, right, I'm going to use an X lookup. So I'll do equals to X lookup because again, notice that this table, let me explain what I mean by that. Notice that this table here is now unique, but this one here have what? Redundant data, right? Duplicate data. So even if we copy and paste, it's not going to work, right? So what we'll do here, we use XLOOKUP. And why are we using XLOOKUP? That's a very good question. Let me explain why we're using XLOOKUP. Because now the lookup value is going to be the trader name. But looking at this, it begins with what? Trader ID. VLOOKUP does not work because VLOOKUP works from left to right. It does not allow backward referencing. Do you understand? It does not allow what? Backward what? Referencing. It doesn't allow it. So this is what we're going to do here. So right here, I'm going to use the XLOOKUP equals to XLOOKUP. Lookup value is going to be which one is this? Going to be E2. Then the lookup array is going to be this. Shift control, arrow down. And what are we returning? We are returning this. Shift control, arrow down. Yeah, to select all. Or you can just highlight it, whichever one. All right. So, comma. Okay. If not found, empty. And then this is going to be an exact match. Hit on enter. So now we have this, right? So now I can I'll just fill it. So double click. So you can see this. So now that has been done. Now what I would do here is that I need to delete this. So I would need to copy this. I'll copy this and then paste. No, look at it. Paste as the value. Sorry, paste as the value. All right. All right. And then I'll delete this. Done. Now the next one is the buyer ID. The buyer. For the buyer. So I'm going to copy. I will do this. Copy it. I'll copy this. And file. Blank workbook. And I'll paste it here. Done. Right? I'll paste it here. Are we learning? All right. I'll paste it here. So now look at what we have here. Right? So now we need something that would be dependent on this table. That means we need a primary key. So to do this, I'm going to right click, insert, and then I have what? My buyer what? ID. I have my buyer ID. But before I do that, sorry, again, I have to check. So let me undo it. Sorry, undo. I have to check that this is also unique. So I'll come to data, delete duplicates. Okay, so that has been done. The duplicates has been removed. Okay, the duplicates has been removed. So I'll come here, insert, and then I have my buyer ID. Then I have 1, 2, and then double click here to fill it up. Okay, so this is done. So now I have this. So I can just copy this and then come here, this, and right click here, insert copied cell. That's why I did just right click and then insert copy cell. Let me do it. Right click here. You see the insert copied cell. Do it here. So we have this. And so now I can highlight this um, and delete. Done. So now we have this table here as the sales table. Now you can see sold for and day in sales. This will now be the linking table. Now in this linking table, it needs to have its own unique key, its own primary key. So what I would do is I would come here, right click, insert, and then here is going to be the sales ID. And then I have it as 1, 2, and then I can come here to replicate. Okay, done. So now I can click on file, save as, and okay, you can click on browse and then save it here as the sales. And this is going to be seen as CSV, sales, and click on save. So now we have, if you come here, we have, is it the right place? Yeah. Okay, so if you come here, you see that we have the buyer, the car, the table, which is the three tables, and then the sales that is going to be linking that these whole three tables together.